Hey, welcome to a bonus episode of Verbal Laxative. Once again, we got the three main hosts here. I'm Jason.
Sinsen.
Hassan.
And yeah, we're back again. So if you wanted more laxatives, here you go.
Right into the ear, out the mouth.
Into the ear and out the mouth. Yeah.
Yes. Wait, us? I don't...
That's-
Sometimes the
I
name
don't know.
confuses
Is
me,
it-
but it maybe should have been something different, but we're already established as a major brand name, so...
Major. We got hats. We got shirts. We got everything. Right.
Oh, we should make some.
We should. Yeah.
We could wear it and it'd be our own advertising.
Exactly.
People are like, oh, what's that? And then we just say, like, hey, you
We
can
hand out
Google it.
yeah.
We actually show up on Google now.
We do.
Yeah, I checked. We're the top result for verbal laxative.
Yeah.
And then it asks you, did you mean herbal laxative? That's legit.
We are legit.
And I think the second one is the verbal laxative.
Yeah.
Nice.
Legit as Google, thinks
Google,
that. Are
yeah.
you sure you didn't mean something else?
I mean, this is what we have for verbal laxative, but
Yeah, we just talked.
I'm pretty sure you meant herbal laxative.
I really hope that we get some people that mistyped herbal
And they
laxative
go
and
where
they go
on?
verbal. Even though the H and V aren't that close,
Right.
it's possible.
And then they sit there listening to us with constipation
Yeah.
growing in their stomachs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, tons of crap. As you can tell from our previous episodes.
Yes, this is all crap. Always crap. This is not disparaging ourselves. This is the truth.
We aim to be the best crap you can find on the internet.
As much as you can say crap is best.
Yeah, I mean, it will be the crappiest.
The best at being the worst.
Hey, Hassan, you look like you have something to say.
I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I mean, there was that.
Gave you a perfect segue.
I know you did, and now you ruined it.
I ruined it.
Don't worry,
Okay,
we'll
go on,
cut
go on.
this part of the
Sorry, go on.
podcast.
You have the
I've
floor.
gone mad with the cuts. I'll cut everything.
It might be the best option we have.
No, I was just reading the article about what happened in Mississauga last week.
Yeah. What like? Did they find out more? What happened? So
There hasn't been many updates. I don't know, but apparently 15 people were injured in the restaurant, in a Indian restaurant. Apparently 2 masked men came in with a homemade bomb or something like that, and set it off and injured like 15 people.
how'd they set it off though? Was it like they threw it in, or like they came in
I
full on suicide bomber?
don't think it was full on suicide bomber.
Because like no one,
If that's it,
anybody died,
no one
nobody
died. It was
so,
just
yeah.
15 injured.
Okay.
So, but there hasn't been anything as of like a couple of days ago. That was the last one that police are apparently still baffled by the motives of the.
Oh, so there's no motive known right now.
Well, as of right now, but I mean, shouldn't the motive be terrorism in a situation like this?
What against?
Yeah,
what
but,
though?
No,
yeah, you
but-
don't just do that just
He-
randomly.
But I don't know. Like, there should be something. There should be some kind of argument as to why, or some kind of concern as to why they did it.
And they didn't say anything at all.
Nothing major.
Well, I mean, Mississauga, that part of Mississauga, they do have a big population of subcontinent people, like
Yeah.
Indians, Pakistanis,
Yeah.
etc., right?
But has something like this happened in the past for them? Because I know in other places, obviously.
They've had, I think historically, they've had some problems between, I think there were some cases of like, some bombings from guys that were like part of some like Sikh separatist movement in Canada before. I do remember reading
Yeah,
something about
I
that
heard something
before.
about
So they would go and like they would like bomb a bunch of like Indian places or targets because they were like fucking whatever they're like Sikkim or wherever they're from. There should be an independent. They just go and bomb this shit. I don't know, but you don't hear that for quite a while. So there's no idea what the current one would be about.
There's nothing recent. Like the last article is from like 2 days ago, where.
Well, usually they whichever group that does it, they usually like to say it was us.
Yeah.
You even have some groups
kind of
that,
like prove a point or something.
yeah. Well, like, well, what would be the point if I blew it up and they didn't know who I was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's true, but I guess no one. Plus, there was no casualties. Like people were injured, but they're all released from the hospital.
Oh, so
already,
you think if they actually killed more people, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, this was us," and said they're embarrassed because
I don't know. Depends on when they get. Once they get they haven't even got the people in custody. I don't think.
But even that way, like some groups, they will take responsibility. Like they will say, "Oh, we did that," when they didn't actually do it. Like like.
Yeah,
right?
no, totally. But yeah, here I don't know. I guess it was like two guys walked in wearing hoodies, planted an improvised explosive device before running away. So they got out of there, but.
Wait, well, what did they say? What ethnicity they were? Or
No.
anything at all?
But
They
that's
just know
only
they're two guys.
Two guys masked and in hoodies apparently, so it's hard to tell who they were.
Oh, well. That's just a shitty way to do it, though.
You would just assume it'd be some sort of hate crime.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
at least label it as a hate crime or something, but there's nothing.
just like, even if it was like gang related, they don't. What are you gonna do? Like throw a pipe bomb right in the middle? Or anything?
Because, I don't know. It feels more of a terrorist type attack than you would think that it would be one of those, more suicide bomber types where they kind of ensure the placement of the bomb.
Yeah,
in
instead
a
of
good way, but it's just you have those kind of people devoted to that kind of thing.
Yeah, you don't know. Some groups they can be shit too. You know?
Well, yeah. But it's like all these major ones that you see for all these major terrorist attacks.
I guess I have to catch the
Very
guys
well
first.
targeted and-
That's probably like the terrorist groups that you've heard of, or like the ones that are like up there in I guess their terror. There's probably a whole shitload of ones that don't make the cut.
Yeah.
Because it's
Sure there are.
really shitty. It's really shitty attacks. You can't get through. It's like fucking like Mr. Magoo trying to like bomb something. It could be just that. It just could be they were incompetent or something. And then
To an extent, I mean,
Yeah.
it's still dangerous. Still,
well, in this case, I think they sent the pretty like scary message. Anyways, you're eating lunch or
Dinner. It was
dinner. You're eating dinner, and then all of a sudden, like fucking everything explodes and shit. That sends a message. Like, what? If you're living in Mississauga, you don't want to go out to eat dinner for a while now, hey?
yeah, especially for a place like that. Restaurant gets a bad name for that because this place is being targeted. We shouldn't go there or something like that.
Oh yeah. That's the big thing. They lose business.
So they're really harming like the business owners and stuff. Which maybe that's their plan. I don't know, but either way,
I don't know. I guess they have to catch the guys before they can.
establish that. But yeah, I don't know. Either way, it's not cool, guys.
No, that shouldn't do that. Well, yeah, they're gonna listen. You shouldn't do this.
Bad.
In case you didn't know, you shouldn't do this.
Oh fuck, man, that's like one of the most asshole things to do. Like you just you just hurt a whole bunch of people that had nothing to do with anything. That is the worst.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much worse you can do, really. Is there?
No, that's pretty much it. That's like the tier is like people that just throw bombs in a restaurant, and like people that wear Crocs. I don't know.
That's the tier, Crocs.
No. The people that wear Crocs, there's good people among them too. Right? There's no good people among
Hey, a
people.
lot of nurses wear Crocs.
No, exactly. They
Yeah.
have a reason. I think, unless you're a nurse, you probably shouldn't wear. Like they have a reason, right? To their feet gotta breathe, I guess, or whatever.
They're supposed to be comfortable. I don't know. I
comfortable.
Never really
And I guess so.
I haven't found them comfortable.
Yeah, but you don't work in an ER, though.
That's
Maybe
true.
you'll be comfortable after that.
Yeah.
Well, any job that you're on your feet all day, I guess people wear Crocs for those.
Well, waitresses and waiters don't wear Crocs.
Because
Yeah,
they
but
have
they gotta
they have
wear-
different. They gotta follow a uniform and stuff like that. Oh, if you can call it a uniform.
They
you know.
gotta have what is it called?
Dress standard or something?
Closed footwear. No open footwear, and
Yeah.
Oh,
Crocs have those perforations. So
So you
Those,
need- don't need
huge.
open footwear in a hospital, then.
well, you're not dealing with I don't know.
Wait,
spills.
why can't you have open footwear in a restaurant?
I think it's just like a hygiene thing. I
Oh,
don't know.
You know.
I never really heard that.
It's more
No,
easier
because
for you
it's-
to slip your foot out of the Crocs and put it into the foot. if you wear normal shoes, it's harder. It compels you not to do that.
Yeah, no, I just always heard that. It's like no open footwear in the kitchen and stuff like that.
By the way, it's an unfair comparison. They're nowhere near the level of, terrorist bombing tier of people. I'm sorry, people that wear Crocs, keep on wearing them.
And to
You do
Crocs,
you.
if you want to sponsor us, we'll totally,
Yes, we
Talk
will
you
all
up.
wear Crocs. We'll worship Crocs. Please give us money. We'll worship you. Every day.
We'll
This will
worship
just-
you.
This will just be a Crocs podcast. If that's what it took.
So what are you wearing? Crocs? What are you wearing?
Always Crocs. I've surgically attached them to my feet now. They are my feet.
in the shower, I wear nothing but Crocs. Because it works, because, they're waterproof and breathe very well.
That would be a good idea. You wear Crocs and you won't be able to slip much in the shower anymore.
I guess that would be good for public showers. If you go to a pool or something,
Big dog is
either that or flip-flops, so.
There's some places where, people just wear flip-flops and Crocs in the shower and stuff.
Do you know many people that their conversations go from terrorism to Crocs?
Yes, us.
If you
but
don't,
other than us.
you know some now.
To all you listeners, this is the kind of people you're listening to.
Oh, God.
Is
Please.
that a plus? That's a
Don't-
plus. It's a plus.
Please.
Trust me, it's a plus.
When this transcript gets made or something, this is gonna attract the attention of law enforcement. If you say it that way.
Croc, bail us out. You got the money.
We're protected by the Crocs.
Hopefully.
If they feel like protecting us.
Yeah, if they feel like protecting us.
We're never going to get sponsors. What kind of I don't want to say, but what kind of sponsors would want to back a podcast called Herbal Laxative?
Well, I was hoping one of the laxative
X-Lax?
companies.
X-Lax was the only one. I don't think there's much else.
X-Lax for your brain.
For your brain?
For your brain.
Okay. So how does that work? They listen to us. We're the laxatives. Does
Yeah.
that make crap come out
All
of them?
the crap that's
'Cause I think
shoved
we're-
in their brain over the week's worth of random things here and
We're
stuff.
filling their head
They
with
just-
crap. So
yeah.
I guess that forces it out.
We're flushing it out by introducing more crap.
Yeah. Good.
Anyways, probably the next one I want to talk about probably has no lead in into it, but I don't know if you guys even have any comments on it. But yeah, basically, as you know, the price of oil went up because, drum roll please. America cut the Iran deal.
Oh,
Yay.
snap.
No yay. That's pretty bad.
That's why I said, oh, snap. It goes both ways.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. That's a neutral one where you're like, oh snap, he died. Oh snap, you got the job. But yeah, in this case, it was the more oh snap, you died variety. If you think about it, Iran as a guy, America's another guy, right? You already promised the previous, you promised them before, hey, I'll do it like this. All right, we have a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, you're like, you know what? Remember that deal that we had? Yeah. I don't. Fuck it. Fuck you and fuck the deal. You don't become a very trustworthy guy after that.
No, backing out of deals, but
I think that's somewhat illegal for, at least in the consumer sense.
In the consumer sense, you
Yeah.
got the
Yeah.
law to take care of that. But what happens
this
when
is,
a
way
country?
above it, yeah.
What happens when a country goes out of deal? What are you gonna have? Another super entity come in and
Yeah.
start slapping the shit out of the other guy?
That's what we need. We need someone to rule the world itself and govern it.
That's what a lot of people don't want.
Yeah, but just give someone reasonable the power, and it'll be
Yes.
fine,
All right,
But you-
Jason. If that person was me, would you support me?
right? No.
Problem has already been identified.
even if you give somebody reasonable that power, that doesn't mean they'll stay reasonable once they've attained that power.
You're exactly right. Yeah, but that's everywhere, right? No matter how it is, if you had a king or you democratically elected some guy, you can get just a fucking piece of shit. You're not gonna like it, right?
Well, that's the thing. It just brings me to think of how the Marvel universe works, where there's the Living Tribunal rules over the multiverses. So he takes care of all those issues. So would that not work with the real world with one
We need a
person?
living tribunal to
Well, just between countries then. Like each country would be.
to arbitrate between the
So he just basically comes as a judge to rule between what arguments two countries may have had.
Oh, we'd have a lot more problems if the living
Oh,
tribunal was a real thing.
Well, I mean, like the person in charge of the world would just deal with judging these conflicts between countries. They bring it to, I would imagine, like a court system, and it's like one country against the other, and this person would decide.
Yeah, but they kind of do have that. They have like the international court, right? And they have international law. It's just if you're a strong country, you can just tell them to go fuck themselves, and they can't do anything. You know?
Yeah, but that's why you need this person to have the power to actually change it.
So, but how would
To
he
make
have
it-
that power?
I don't
If a country says, no, we're not coming to the court or whatever, what are you
It's like
going to
obliterates
do?
it.
What's the tribunal?
What a shitty world that would be.
Yeah. He's going to be like, oh, okay, don't. Yeah, okay, cool. We can reschedule.
Reschedule.
I don't know. My own opinion, I don't want to live in a world where the living tribunal is a thing.
I think that's why it exists in a fictional
Yeah,
universe.
he doesn't even show up that often.
Because he
Yeah,
knows he's not going to
Yeah,
help.
that power creep isn't. That would be impossible. That would be.
Oh yes, absolutely.
That would be. Yeah, there's just. There's not many like comics or stories that can pull that off well, where you just have someone that's just so supremely powerful.
Okay, so real life situation. Let's say you're given powers equivalent to like Superman. You know, you could do whatever. You're vulnerable to like anything that mankind can shoot at you. You can handle it. How would you best use that power?
I would like to say it would be for good, but in all reality, I'd probably just use it to live like me and my family would just live a comfortable life, depending on what that power is.
Yeah, because I mean, like you have the potential to become this person that basically rules the world.
Yeah,
But-
I'd keep it on the down low.
Yeah,
Just
I think
'cause
that
Yeah.
would be best too. But would you try to keep it like a secret identity kind of thing where you hide it from basically the world?
Yeah, like it won't even surface, like
So
this
no one
power
would
of
know.
mine. No one
So
would
you
know.
would still take the bus to work or the train or whatever.
Yeah, just
and
do
you
everything.
wouldn't be like,
It depends what my power is. Can I just
So-
fly? I'd fly every night.
So
night
what
I'd
would
just
you
go and
use your
fly.
main power for?
Nothing. What's my main power going to be?
depends on what the main power is.
Well, like if it's Superman, where you basically have all these
Oh, well,
the
yeah.
basic set of superpowers of flight, invulnerability, super strength.
Yeah,
speed,
definitely.
so on
I'd
and
keep
so on.
that. I wouldn't
Yeah.
take all.
Yeah, you wouldn't be joining MMA or anything like that.
Join the MMA. Laser the guy with your eye.
UFC.
Well, I never seen that technique. Joe Rogan's like, oh, it is over.
the guy
Guys
is
in
3
flames,
pieces.
Yeah, blew up the whole thing though. No, and plus you gotta think about the way I look at it. If all of a sudden there was some guy out there that had these powers, I could understand why like people just wanted like Superman to be like controlled. Like, at that point you're like, oh, well, what can we do if this guy ever just decided he had a bad day and wanted to like carve the world in half, right?
So you're in
So-
agreement with the Sokovia Accords.
I was gonna say. It
I
brings
see
into, like,
the
whole
merit in
mutant
them.
registration thing.
I do see the merit in them, but it's like they came at it in the wrong way. Like Sokovia Accords, which is like if people that don't know, it's like the decision in the Marvel universe where they had to identify if you're a mutant and
Yeah, you had to
If you're a
register.
super-
you had
Yeah.
oversight by this like world governing body.
Yeah.
But first of all, that governing body has to kind of have power over you, right? It has to, you can't be like so OP that it doesn't matter what the fuck they say. And then second of all, it's like I know the angle they're coming at. Like they're coming at the angle of discrimination. Like you're a mutant, you're not a mutant. We're gonna treat you this certain way. But there is a difference because like some of them they do have like these powers which could like just give everybody a pretty bad day,
Yeah. No.
right? And they still have the same emotions as a normal person. They can have it bad. They get drunk, right? Cyclops gets drunk, takes off his glasses, just levels the whole town, right?
It's possible. Yeah, so that gives it like justification for it. And But it's like also that's what makes Civil War such a good story.
Yeah.
Is because you have people that will be split on that, like should they or shouldn't they?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like the Captain America argument was like, well, you know, we also during the World War had the registration of Jews had to get registered.
Jews. Yeah, he comes from.
And,
he sets the ideal. He's more of that ideal. Like the morality comes before everything. But Captain America himself, he says like, oh, he believes in people, right? Mm-hmm. So he believes that people will not go nuts and go use their powers to like just murder people and just fuck shit up for their own selves, right? He's like, I believe in the innate goodness of people, right? Mm-hmm. And you can say in real life, oh fuck, you know, probably definitely don't believe in that or whatever, right? You may be way more pessimistic.
In real life, yeah, you can't just wholly believe in that.
Yeah, so in that case, I disagree with Captain America. You know, I disagree with this made up guy and his made up opinion.
I disagree.
That it's like, just what he stands for.
Yeah, you can trust people, but if you think about it in real life right now, you already have this sort of situation going on, right? If Mike Tyson, in his prime, got really pissed off and just beat the shit out of someone, just like gets in a fist fight, just murders the other guy, there's whoever's prosecuting that case is not going easy on him. That because he was like this heavyweight champion, and if he murders some guy with his fists, back then hypothetically, he's getting the maximum sentence, right? Because it comes to play like you have this power, you have this capability, and you used it to kill someone, right? So then even then, like a lot of people would agree, like. They're not gonna say, "Oh, now you should treat Iron Mike as someone else that got in a fight and the other person unfortunately died." Mm-hmm. Well, no, right? Then a lot of people are gonna be like, "Holy fuck, yeah, you'd have to lock someone up like that." Even though if Mike Tyson, he's a good person and he didn't mean to do it or something. It was just rage when he was young or whatever, right? But people would still have that expectation.
Yeah, or if like Elon Musk created a robot army that took over the world, you can't be like, it was just somebody who didn't know what he was doing or something.
Yeah, exactly. If Elon Musk, let's say if his Tesla car, like just blew up randomly, right? People will want his blood, basically. So yeah, I don't agree with Captain America.
In real life, you can't agree. If you live within the pages of a comic book, I guess you could believe in it. But
well, Tony Stark was. Oh, I agree with Tony Stark a little bit more, right? It was him that was the opposite.
He was the opposite. Yeah, he was the one who wanted the oversight.
It's almost a moot point because if you have shit like the Living Tribunal, like existing in this universe, you have Thanos. It doesn't matter what the fuck what the rest of the world thinks.
Exactly.
These people just show up and just destroy everything, anyways.
Yeah.
There's no amount
if
of
there was a real world Thanos or Hulk or whatever. There's
fuck your Sokovia Accord. Just comes and snaps his finger.
Yeah, it's more for like everyday citizens, I guess, because there were so much more mutants. Even if your power was something insignificant, though.
Yeah, you're on there.
And then I think the whole thing was like Tony Stark was going a bit overboard at one point.
Yeah.
I forgot, like their prison for them was sending them to some, I forgot what it's called, It was like some other realm type thing, just so they could actually be contained. But yeah, they made a specific prison for them. But yeah, that's going too far into something I don't remember much about. It's been too long since I read it.
Well, it's okay. Well, imagine if that was real life. Like these superheroes, people that had these abilities that you definitely didn't have, and they were like really powerful, and they could be dangerous if they, went around rampaging with it. These kind of abilities. What would it be like for you?
Well, that's the thing. Like in real life, I think that if these powers existed, like to the same extent as Marvel, let's say, I'm pretty sure in this real world they would have to be registered.
Yeah.
And to the full effect of like, name, age, person, like whatever their power is.
You think even when they walk down the street, they have to wear some kind of symbol?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like, do you want them to be visually, like a person could tell right off the bat? Because you're just identifying them as...
I don't think they would be allowed to walk on. They would be just in real life, they'd probably just be utilized as tools by the government.
Probably.
You wouldn't.
very
There would be
possible.
no like Superman has his own little 2-bedroom,
They would.
apartment in
Yeah.
in inner downtown or something
Yeah.
like that.
They wouldn't let him. They would have him in a government facility, 24/7. But
That brings into a lot of rights issues
Yeah,
of
but-
the real world, though.
yeah, but I imagine that a lot of people would actually support something like that because they would say like, "Oh yeah, it's too dangerous. Let Superman rent like a 2-bedroom in downtown."
Yeah, if he goes off, that whole apartment building could
Yeah,
go
you're
off.
all fucking gone. Like you're living knowing that there is a time bomb. There's a ticking bomb just upstairs or somewhere or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's more of an issue if it's someone like the Hulk, where
Yeah.
if he gets angry, then
Yeah,
it's
he's
destruction.
uncontrollable. Superman is, you can say more like, yeah, he's never
More
going to do
so.
that. But yeah, Hulk gets angry. Like, they forget the cheese on his like Big Mac when he goes order, just fucking hulks out right there, destroys half the block.
Or like Iron Man's tech, like if somebody else, like if he had in real life, if he lived in a house and somebody broke in and took his suits, then
Definitely in real life. In real life, they would never let.
you couldn't let them live.
Well, that's the thing too.
normal lives.
Would you have to register people that like Tony Stark, which if you go with certain versions of him, he's not technically superpowered, but he has the super suits. Does someone like that have
It's
to
the
be
same
registered?
thing.
They would have
Bruce
to.
Wayne, Tony Stark, yeah, they would have to be registered.
Bruce Wayne, he was more, but they didn't know he was Batman, right? He's just a billionaire. Tony Stark, he's openly like, this is what I do. This is what Stark Industries does.
Yeah,
They would regulate him just basically like a defense company. Like all your employees, since he'll be like all under a government contract, you have to clear a security clearance. You have to go through a lot more like a psych evaluation and
Would
stuff.
they allow because the way Tony Stark does things, like at least in the movies and stuff.
Yeah, he's really carefree.
He does have government contracts for
Yeah.
weapons and everything, but he has his own Iron Man suits.
Right.
Would the government actually allow him to keep those for his
I
own
would
personal
say no.
use?
They would. It would. At that point, even his life, the way his work, his life, everything would be at the call of the government at that point.
yeah.
They wouldn't. There's no way they would allow some individual just amass this much power.
Like I keep going back to him, but Elon Musk, like if he made a suit like that, there was no way they'd be like, oh yeah,
No,
sure,
exactly.
you keep it.
He has to abide by all these like regulations. Like his rocket technology, that's under strict, missile technology
Yes.
kind of regulations, right?
Mhm.
And then he needs basically like everything he does needs to go through a review.
Yeah, if he made suits like that, they would be classified as a certain grade weapon or whatever.
Yeah,
and
like
they'd
he
be
has
under-
to choose his I bet you it's something for his SpaceX company. Something like he has to choose his customers. Even if Russia wanted to buy rockets from him, he can't do it.
can't
I think
do it,
he's
no, because it's a
and even if it was like a U.S. ally, he would need permission at least from like America, right? To base if he wanted to, let's say, sell rocket technology.
to a different country.
Yeah.
Even if it is an ally.
Oh, definitely,
They
no.
would still have to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wouldn't have his own free choice of I can sell.
Yeah, Stark would not be able to exist as he is in the real world.
Yeah.
Would there be a limitation though? So like someone on the opposite end of the spectrum where their power is really insignificant, would they have to register? Like say their power is to like grow their hair at will.
Yeah, that
They have to.
I don't know. I guess there would be classifications of whether they're lethal, powers or possibly lethal.
But
I
so,
think at that
so you're
point
saying
you-
they still should register?
well, because
Well-
if it's in the law, it depends on how they word it, right? If they say like any kind of extraordinary power, I can grow my hair. Well, that counts as right. You get into that loophole where you're not that powerful enough for really anybody to give a shit about you, but you fall within that classification where you have to report.
Just like
you can
weapons,
grow your hair.
just like weapons are classified as restricted or non-restricted.
Yeah.
You could have.
Yeah, but they're still deadly. But
They're
a
still
person growing
deadly.
their hair can't really.
I think
do.
it's just because the way it's worded, it's probably easier for them to just lump you in as a superhero and you gotta get registered. Than be like, wow, let's have a court case.
Once they use a drafting system too,
Yeah.
like all these people with superpowers get drafted into a war, and then the person with the
Fuck, the draft was not working, man. We got the guy that grows his hair and
the guy can. I mean, the hair is known to be very, tensile, so he could grow it out, braid it into a rope, and create all kinds of stuff.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Compared to another guy that could
you could just buy rope.
destroy the block.
It'd be
you're
more,
living on.
it'd be a more stronger rope, with his own.
You can end him real fast. Just with like you put 6 right into him. 9mm. Oh fuck! Doesn't matter if you can grow his hair.
No, but like they would still have to be classified.
I think the government won't care as much, but then
They'd
you
still
may or may
keep an
not
eye
see
on
like a big case going to the Supreme Court, or like the United States versus the Herbal grower.
Yeah, because then you'd have to have in writing this limitation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what if someone's
As long as I guess it would be like as long as their powers cannot be lethal or can't be.
So yeah, okay. So let's say someone
that gets into so much like law mumbo jumbo because of
Yeah.
like, what constitutes lethal. What
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
no,
to
I
set
know,
that
but
limit.
yeah,
It's like someone's skin color is just like they got blue skin color. That's just their mutation. That's it.
all of a sudden if you're albino you gotta register. Oh my god! It's like what?
No.
Those would be the guys that that fall through the cracks, right? Those will be the guys like
Yeah, but something noticeable like bright blue.
yeah.
And it's like they'll see you, they think you have a power, even though you probably don't. Or let's say this person doesn't, and then would he have to register? Would he have to do anything special?
Well, we're going with the like the established thought that the government would be able to regulate this, like they would be powerful enough to keep
You would
these
hope
people
so.
in check.
or like Mystique's other power, where you turn into anybody she wants to. That would be
well,
dangerous. That could be dangerous.
Yeah, I think to Jason's point though, like I think they would have different levels of like what kind of classification, like like how much of a danger you can pose with
This one's a grade 2 mutant. This one's a grade 9 mutant, or whatever.
So
stuff like that.
okay, so you were saying before how like they should be identifiable on the street, like wear something like an armband or something.
I don't know if they. Well, I'm saying that wouldn't even come into question if they're because they would be just like tools of the government. The government would dictate where they go and stuff like that. Like you can't.
Wait, so you can't just have them
They
live
would
wherever
they would
want?
I would think that they would just the government would have them live in like a facility or something of their own.
Oh, so
choosing.
you're saying they should be like segregated?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm saying
Okay.
realistically,
you can't just let Superman or the Hulk just walk around and live a normal civilian life.
Well, what's your own personal opinion, like how they should be treated?
They should be treated, I guess, like a civilian. But I mean,
Because a person could have these powers, but
Yeah.
if they have it perfectly under control or they don't even ever use it, then they should have the right to live a normal life.
Yeah.
they should. But if we're talking superheroes in our real world, then I don't think that's what would happen. No.
Yeah, and also like you have to think about there's many players here, right? So even if your government says, "Oh, maybe we should let him live a more carefree life," maybe another government, another country will send guys to kidnap that guy.
Mm-hmm.
If he's that useful of a power, they might want it for themselves, right?
Yeah.
So at some point they can just cook up some bullshit too, like this is for your own safety. We have to put you in this facility. We have to watch over you. You can't leave.
Or some governments could be like, "Oh, hey, that's a nice mutation you got. Let's let's mass manufacture.
Let's dissect you and let's
put it into all our
Exactly.
civilians.
Which is-
so they're all battle ready when we need
Oh
them.
yeah, and that's why I wouldn't like. You asked me if I had a power up, would I reveal? I wouldn't want to do it because
Exactly.
the chance of me getting dissected is very high after that. Me currently, as I stand now, the chance of me getting dissected by the government is very low. I would want it to keep it that way.
Do you have something you want to tell us about?
No.
Okay, cool.
I said I want to keep the chance of dissection low. Jeez.
Okay, on a somewhat unseen line of questions. Okay, if you had a superpower like invisibility or flight, is there a way you can use it, but in a way that's perfectly legal in all senses? Because I imagine it, especially in the case of invisibility, you can't really use it much in the sense that
Unless you're like a big perv, you're going around being invisible just to go into like the women's locker room.
I imagine if I had it, I'd use it to go to like concerts and stuff for free. Or
But that's illegal. Then.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
but
I
also it's like you go above the 50-kilometer speed limit. That's also illegal too.
Yeah.
Like
So that's
how
why-
it's just how illegal is it?
Yeah, I can't think of a good way to use invisibility that's, legal in all senses.
Well,
You could.
the government would want to use your invisibility
For
powers
stuff
for
like that.
themselves.
Well, yeah.
And the police would love that.
But I mean, like in your personal sense, how would you use it?
You could take a shower while being invisible if you don't like looking at yourself naked or
Why
something.
would I? But then I don't know what I'm washing unless I just
Well,
feel like. But I like
you
to
could
see
still-
if I'm actually.
You can just use it to stalk people.
Well, I'm giving you an option that's
basically what
completely
it is.
legal. That's the only thing I could think of
Well,
regarding
that serves no
invisibility.
purpose. But,
Well,
okay, I see your
I'm-
reasoning. But
I'm trying to make it legal.
is there
and,
anything like good you could use it for that's legal?
being a Robin Hood, I guess, just leaving money on people's doorsteps.
But where do you get the money? You're using
If you
your own
had the
money.
money, if you had the
Oh
money.
yeah, but you could do that without being invisible.
But
Being
then you grow into that whole people will see me and your own ego boost and all that stuff. Oh, I'm a good person. If no one sees you, then it's like the biggest act of charity you can do, right? Nobody knows and
yeah,
nobody sees
but there's
you
still a
do
way.
it.
If you had the money, you could still do that without being invisible.
So basically, you could just go do some embarrassing things that you wouldn't do otherwise.
Oh, you can go skinny dipping, invisible. There you go. That's legal. Like
Skinny, depending where you can't. That's not legal.
Yeah,
but,
they don't
I
know
mean,
because
they
you're
don't
invisible.
know. It's
yeah,
just
but still, that's the whole point.
Being invisible would be quite powerful if you're just using it just to go skinny dipping whenever you feel like it.
well, no. If we're looking at legal things, of course you can use it for so many things, but majority of them or all of them are pretty much illegal.
Yeah, that actually serves a good purpose. Yeah.
You won't, that wouldn't be your life though, because you would be tagged and registered at a facility.
Well, that's one of the plus sides of the visibility is hopefully you use it well enough that they won't notice.
Yeah, I just have an empty cell there the whole time.
Yeah.
Guy, the new guard to the ship.
Well, I mean, like-
we have an empty cell. No, they got an invisible guy.
Invisible
I
dude.
meant
I didn't
that
know
you-
he's still in there. Ah, fuck. He
I
doesn't
meant that you
cause
use it
any
well
trouble.
enough that no one notices that you have the power.
We just put food in there every so often. It's gone. You know he's still in there.
And sometimes it doesn't seem like he's hungry. It's just food's still there.
He still needs to take a shit. He still needs to do all that. But yeah, you would be in there, and I bet you that a lot of people would want you to be locked up for something.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
locked
You
up,
use it
but
well
locked
enough
up.
that no one knows you have the power.
That would be the best. Yeah,
Well,
the
but-
best for you because yeah, you could live a private life and live on a down low while being invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what would I use it for in everyday life?
I don't know.
That
You
would
can
be
find some
beneficial.
uses for it, right?
That's
Like,
still legal.
You could still you could be one of those guys that like you get some guy to come look at a contractor come look at your like plumbing or something, and then you can just be invisible and just watch him. The whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
That's-
gotta let someone's gotta let the guy in.
Yeah, you let him in, but you'd be like, oh, I'll be upstairs. But you secretly turn invisible, you come downstairs just to watch him, make sure you're doing the right job. That's probably what you could
Do you
do.
not usually hang around when they're doing stuff?
You could, but then that way you don't have to make conversation or anything.
I still do
like
that anyways.
Oh, you're just breathing over him the whole time?
No. Well, the last person I had was the guy for my internet,
Oh, yeah.
and he was actually a really nice guy because he actually saw my recording stuff,
Yeah.
and he probably thought I actually did something
yeah.
like music
Like
or something
singing.
better.
I sing opera.
But I'm like, no, I use it for like podcasts and stuff to do with friends. And he's like, oh, okay, because he was saying how he also has like either the same or similar mic,
Oh,
but he actually does like
he
music
sings
stuff.
opera.
No, he was actually a cool guy, but I had the impression that like because he was also saying like my computer monitor, I have like
Yeah.
an ultra wide screen,
Yeah.
and he actually really liked that too. So I'm just thinking in the back of my head when I'm talking to him, like, I bet this guy, if I ever get robbed sometime recently, I think it might be this guy. Super nice dude, but he was like talking about a
I
lot
like
of the
this.
stuff
I
I
like
own.
that.
Yeah,
This would look good in this part of my house.
yeah. So
So what are your working hours again?
Yeah, well, he would love to have that invisible ability.
yeah, I bet he would for nothing legal.
No, yeah. I mean, going back to it, as ugly as it sounds, I imagine that's what a lot of people would personally feel like if they had a lot of power.
If you had powers, everything you'd want to do would be illegal. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
because I think even flying, like pretty much everywhere is a no-fly zone.
Yeah, you can't just be
The
like.
only thing I can think about is if the government was that much more powerful, like that they could handle all of this. Like if there was a Superman type hero, the government has the ability to just lock him up or kill him, even if he was fully fighting them. I think in that case, people won't be as scared of these these superheroes, because at that point they all think that they're kept in check. There's something that keeps them in check. As long as there's something that keeps them in check,
That's the thing, though.
they won't require all these restrictions, like all these restrictions and yeah.
That's the thing. Like even in the Marvel universe, like with the Sokovia Accords, it's not really keeping them in check because they can still do whatever they want.
Yeah, and
more so keeping them accountable.
Accountable, yes, but not in check. Like I mean, everybody on Cap's side, like if they wanted to do something, they can still
exactly.
do it.
And I think that's why people are just so scared because in a way, like the government, there's no way the government could keep them in check, right? So it's everybody's just playing on the fear, and that's the way the beginning of this conversation we're talking about Iran and America, right? There's nothing above the level of either of those countries that can keep both of them in check.
Mm-hmm.
There's no supranational body that says you can't do this, you can't do that. So when something like this happens, everybody gets scared, right? Because it's the same with the Sokovia Accords of the heroes. You're depending on Captain America to keep his word, to if he was going to be a mutant, but that he would behave himself.
It's also like the people that side with the Cap is people with the secret identities, which was why it was such a big deal when Spider-Man was on Iron Man's side and he did his unmasking.
Yeah,
but it's like people that don't want to let that information out because they want to keep their family safe, themselves safe. They don't get targeted.
Exactly.
And they still want to live like a normal life, for example.
Yeah, and Captain America is like, he wants people to have that, in his words, it would be liberty, right?
That opportunity to live.
Freedom to live however they want.
Yeah.
But there is a collective responsibility at the same time. In real life, if you think about it, there's two ways that people, like everybody functions. You have your own individual responsibilities, right, and your own freedoms, but you also have what's like a responsibility to society in a way, right? You have the freedom to walk around naked in your house. You don't have the freedom to walk outside naked, right?
In most places, yes.
In most places, quite a bit of places.
Most, yeah.
Right. So it does, like Captain America. He is more supporting that side where everybody individually, they have the right to live like this.
Yeah, it's a very idealistic thing. That's why
it is very idealistic.
Going along with the Civil War thing, I was on the Cap side for this.
Yeah, and you can't really. No one. I don't think anybody would blame you because that is the more
idealistic side.
Yeah, the more like feel good side. It does.
Humanitarianism.
You would rather want to say, I think people will be good. I think they will, they'll just look after themselves. They'll be responsible themselves.
Yeah, but it plays a different role because that's what I think for the Marvel universe. But if there was like real life in our world, if that something like that were to happen where people have these special powers, it probably would be best for everyone if they were to have some sort of registration for it.
Yeah. And it sucks for the guy, for like the hair regrower guy, because, like Captain America was thinking about him, the little guy, basically, right? The guy, all his power is he just regrows hair, right? Why are you fucking with him just because he has power?
Or forget the hair, even like Daredevil, like all his is just skill. He's gained. He doesn't have like an actual.
Well, his senses are amplified.
Like that.
But by practice, it's not like just you like.
Well, no, like his other senses are amplified, and he has. It's like reflexes and stuff like that.
But like that's. It's not like something was injected into him to make him do that or something like that, right?
No, he got the goo in his face.
The goo, yeah.
Yeah, that also gave the Ninja Turtles their powers.
Captain America, if you think of it...
Wait, hold on. I just wanted to say, it seems like the Turtles got such a better benefit than Matt.
Yeah, because,
they kept their vision, and they got, like, super
strong and super smart and everything. Daredevil's like, fuck.
I got blind.
Can't watch TV ever again.
I have to listen to the radio or a podcast.
Yes, Daredevil. This is the only form of entertainment that you can enjoy.
I'm pretty sure there's other forms.
You'd probably kick my ass. Like, this motherfucker. He thinks all mutants should be locked in this piece of shit. Come to my house and kick my ass in his little red tight costume. That would be so embarrassing for me.
Sorry, I cut you off though. What were you gonna say?
I was just saying Captain America, but if you think about Captain America, like his position is it is contradictory. I know that contradiction exists, just in real life, but he's the type of guy that would say, everybody should be their own guy. They get to do their own shit. You get your own freedom and responsibility. He'd probably support what Daredevil does. I think, right? like as a vigilante. I think he would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he was also
Daredevil was on his side. In the
yeah.
comics.
But think about it this
I
way:
believe so.
Captain America's also the same guy that says, "Oh yeah, you should let the cops handle it. Like you should call the cops if you can, or whatever." Right? So it's between like that itself. You know, if you're a vigilante or you need to get law enforcement to deal with something, they're in contrast to each other. But he would support both sides, right?
Yeah, I was just thinking, because recently the Deadpool 2 movie came out. I'm not gonna spoil anything in that, but so in the comics in Civil War, Deadpool and Cable were on opposite sides.
Yeah.
And Deadpool was mainly on the side of the government just because for registration, just because he was basically mercenaries getting kind of paid for it. But Cable, it's like he's from the future, so he's like saying you can't do this because it ends very horribly. So that's a big plus for that side if you have someone actually from the future with proof of how things would go down.
Proof of how it works out, yeah. But right now it's like you don't know. You have right now in real life you have a bigger case for the collective responsibility thing rather for the individual one, right? Unless we have Cable coming back in real life and say, "Oh shit, it all goes to shit," right? Every man for himself.
Yeah.
No, realistically, you kind of have to follow the Iron Man point of view.
Yeah, because
in the real world, yes.
In the real,
it plays into fear as well. Like,
well, yeah, the society we live in is like based heavily on fear.
Everything is based on fear. If there was any doubt from anybody, that either listening or whatever, yeah, all society we are based on fear. More or less. Some other stuff sprinkled in.
Well, yeah, all the laws enacted and everything are based on fear, so
exactly
you can't really change that.
Yeah, exactly. And then Captain America, he would not be a good, I guess, legislator. I'd say it like that. He'd just be like, there should be no laws. Just everybody's a good guy, give everybody a chance.
I don't think he's that far. I mean, he says there should be laws, but like we should also trust the individual is basically that's his big thing that you have a problem with. Trust the individual.
I was saying that he contradicts himself in kind of thinking like this because there is almost a give and take between the two.
He has hope
it's
for
a zero-sum.
every person. He's like, oh no, you're a good guy.
It's just a different way of managing the balance between all these like civil rights and laws and stuff. So it's dependent on like both ways have their own merits.
Yeah,
it's just which way you want to balance it more.
Yeah, it is always balanced. Because if you go to the extreme on one end or the other end, it's always you get a lot more problems, right?
Yeah.
If you go for completely no laws to having way too much, like micromanaging.
Yeah, if you have too many laws, then you're micromanaging every person in existence.
Which, it seems like some certain things are going that way in real life, anyways.
Yeah, it seems to be. It seems to be going more towards having more laws regarding stuff. I think.
You don't see laws being like rescinded for as often as you see laws being added on.
Yeah,
but that's just because with every new advancement, there's more threats. Basically, there's more.
There's some weird laws. Even if you look at just some local weird laws.
Yeah, there are some local weird laws that have never never been.
It's like you can't have a horse carriage at some hour in some place or something like that.
It's just because it's like it's probably a lot of it's based on lawsuits. Like, oh, someone's sued because the horse carriage ran over a person's foot at this time.
That too, but the horse carriage law in particular, or whatever, it's just from back then when horse carriage.
A lot of it's still carried over.
And they just didn't bother to change that shit, right?
Because it's not.
It's also very hard to kind of rescind one of those laws, I imagine. That's why they're like, fuck it, just leave it.
Yeah, it's easier that way. But a lot of stupid laws are enacted because of stupid lawsuits. For whatever reason, but. I don't know. I don't know of any stupid laws that we have specifically here.
Let me see.
I think there was like lists a long time ago listing stupid laws all over the world.
Yeah.
Okay. I just looked up some. In BC, it's illegal to kill a Sasquatch. That's a law.
Okay.
That's reasonable. It's like an endangered animal, right? So
In Vancouver, it was illegal to sell a stove on a Wednesday from 1947 to 1986.
And it doesn't say why though.
No, these are just a list. I could
Imagine
go.
like
I could
300
go into
people
why.
died because of that. Like, we can't have this anymore. We can never ever let them sell stoves on a Wednesday.
and it was a unanimous vote too. Like
Yeah,
everybody's
everybody's
agreed.
All the mothers are crying as they like applaud.
Current law in Alberta states that it is against the law to paint a wooden ladder.
Wait, currently?
Apparently, that is.
Why? So you paint it looking like a metal ladder? You think it's a metal ladder?
Well, like even any color. What if you just
I don't know.
can you paint it with like the wood? Like it just
I'm just reading the
finishing-
laws. There's no
It's
descriptions to
walking
them.
on thin fucking ice, Jason. If you paint a ladder like that.
It's against the law to eat ice cream on Bank Street on a Sunday while in Ottawa.
Jesus Christ, that's like punishable by death. Yeah, a police sniper is 24/7 camped out at that place.
In Uxbridge, Ontario, it's illegal to have an internet connection faster than 56k.
Holy
Wait, what?
shit!
Wait. Where,
That's probably the worst one of them.
where
all.
is that?
In Uxbridge, Ontario, it's illegal to have an internet connection faster
new
than
Oh
North
my
Korea.
god! There's no way people would live there. There's no way anyone could live with that. Freaking
Well, let's see.
dial-up.
Uxbridge might be a town of 4 people. You never know.
Probably,
There's the 4 people have to be like super old or something. Someone living in modern day society cannot live with that kind of internet.
You have a whole flood of like what was the place called?
Uxbridge, UX, and then Bridge.
Oh, Uxbridge. A whole bunch of Uxbridge refugees fleeing to other places that allow
Those-
faster internet
The
connection.
people that want to like get off the grid or something, that's the closest thing they'll have to go.
Dial up.
There's 21,000 people living there.
Oh,
it's a
21,000
it's a
prisoners.
small- It's a
Oh
small
my
town.
God. That's ridiculous.
Someone must liberate them.
I was also looking for some stupid laws. So in North Carolina, bingo games cannot last more than 5 hours.
Oh my god. I wonder what the punishment
There's no
is.
reasons or anything behind these. So I don't even know the merit of behind all these.
5 years in a state penitentiary. Your bunkmate is a guy that killed 3 people. What are you in for? I played bingo a little bit too late one of these days.
Okay, here's a good one. That's good for a joke. So in Quitman, Georgia, chickens are not allowed to cross the road.
Oh man.
So if
You say that joke there, they will handcuff you.
why did
Why
the
the
chicken
chicken-
cross the road?
Excuse me.
Oh man, that'd be so good. And in Arizona, if you cut down a cactus, you could be sentenced to 25 years in prison. For cutting down a cactus?
Oh, okay. This one is
It's not like they have a shortage of cactuses.
I wouldn't think so.
in Canada. It is illegal to remove a band-aid in public.
In Canada.
It is illegal to remove a band-aid in public. So, like, if you're peeling a band-aid off your hand or something.
What?
it's illegal.
Probably like some politician just thought it was really gross and wanted to get rid of it.
You. I'm gonna make this a 10-year mandatory.
And he got the votes. Oh man, it's crazy how many laws there are that are just ridiculous. But a lot of them are like more recent, not just ones that were carried on from like the.
Well, yeah, like the 56K one has to be recent. It can't be like in 1851 they said, oh, you can't have a connection faster
Do you
than
remember having dial-up speeds?
Yeah.
It takes like what, like half an hour to download a song or something.
God forbid if anybody called you on the phone.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck! Why? Oh my
I
god.
do not miss.
Imagine you're forced, like by law, that if you're
Can't.
living in Uxbridge,
I gotta move.
they won't. They put up a wall. They have armed guards patrolling.
Okay, let's say you were given a choice to live there willingly. You know, how much money would they have to pay you?
Enough for me to start my own like internet service provider.
Yeah, but even if you start that up, you can't have it in that city.
Enough for me to raise my own army to overthrow the government at Uxbridge.
No,
you think that if they just had a vote, people would just automatically vote for?
I would just take it. I'd be like, yeah, give me like $1 trillion, $1 billion, right? And I go live there, and then I just move out.
Why
Fucking
be a trillionaire when you can be a billionaire?
Why make billions when you can make millions?
To
Lawsuit
anyone
from
that doesn't
Austin
know,
Powers.
yeah, it's from Austin Towers. So good.
I bet North Korea has a faster internet connection.
I think for select few, yes.
For
And
everyone.
very select who can.
For like
or what, where you
select
connect.
few.
That has to be embarrassing for Uxbridge.
Yeah, there's a lot of stupid laws. I don't want to go through all of them, but there's one I think it's worth noting. And what is this? Carrizozo, New Mexico. It's forbidden for a female to appear unshaven in public.
What?
Sounds like a reasonable. Just kidding. Oh man, they must have had someone like really hairy to enact that law.
That's New Mexico, so it's probably really warm, and you've got a lot of people that.
Is it for her own well-being that she doesn't have?
It doesn't
hair?
specify in this, at least, where they have to be shaven.
Oh, God.
So
I'm police patrolling.
know.
Is like, show me your leg. Show me everything.
Yeah, what if it's just your legs or something?
What if it's just like
It
you
is
just have
like-
you just have hair?
Fine, you get
arm hair,
fined like
whatever.
$100 per leg or something. I don't know.
What a stupid fucking law. It doesn't
Alright.
say anything about the man though, right? So
No, I said female.
yeah, so that's pretty sexist. You can't
Yeah.
get past that.
A man can be as hairy as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I get just someone just goes drunk with power and they're like, I don't want to see unshaven legs.
And you probably got the male votes for it.
Oh man.
Men, am I right?
Well, you know, the feminists do need to fight that one if it's still a law.
Let's get the feminist audience in here.
Oh man.
We'll just bash on dudes.
But Jason, that's sexist.
Yes, it is. We won't go into that though. Yes, let's totally jump or bail on that.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, is there anything else you want to talk about? We're at the 44-minute mark.
Maybe yes.
All right. This was a verbal laxative.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Yes, thank you.
And again, like, comment, subscribe, and whatever platform you're listening to
Yes,
this on.
yes.
We appreciate any and everything.
Go
that you
watch. Go watch the episode that came out.
do. Listen.
You
Again,
wanna listen
watch.
to it.
Sorry,
Listen.
shit. Cut that out. Cut all of this. Yeah. Yeah. Listen to. If you haven't listened to the latest episode getting released yet, go give that a listen.
Yeah,
And
thanks again.
yeah, thanks.
Tune in
listening.
next time for
Listening to
Verbal
this garbage. Yeah.
Yes.
Verbal laxative.
Verbal
That's the one we
laxative.
want to go with. Bye.